So, as of late, Shiba Inu, crypto, the economy, they've all been roller coasters, right? We're going up, down, riding the waves. There's high, there's lows, there's positives, negatives. And we just haven't really been able to get any sense of direction. This last pump has been fantastic. Obviously, SHIB price has been up, and that's been great. Now, what people need to be paying attention to right now is the economy. What's happening here at home? What people are doing with their money? And what's interesting is we actually got the GDP report a couple days ago, and we actually saw explosive growth. This is the most explosive quarter of growth we've seen since quarter four of 2021. We actually increased 4.9%. We broke the trend that we had been on. We had actually been cooling in terms of growth. We went from 2.7% in quarter three of 2022 to 2.6% to 2.2 to 2.1, but then we just had this major explosion. Okay. Now, what we saw here was actually a huge increase in consumer spending, which had actually been cooling, right? We talked about that a bunch of time. People were spending their money less, but in quarter three, they went on this major buying spree. Okay. So what we actually saw was that consumer spending attributed to 2.7 percentage points of this GDP increase. Inventories contributed to 1.3%. Gross private domestic investments surged 8.4%, and government spending and investment jumped 4.6%. So you would think that this would be a good thing, right? Booming economic growth. This is exciting. The economy's surging. Well, what we need to pay attention to is that these stores of capital that people have, your savings, right? People have been blowing through this. They've been putting money in investments. They've been putting money into the products, right? Obviously, inflation has still been high. The goods and services still cost a lot. We've been spending a lot of money, okay? And actually, the stock market realized that. That's why when we got this great news of this 4.9% increase in terms of GDP, the stock market didn't do anything. All right. Normally, booming economic growth is exciting, and it wasn't so exciting. All right. Now, what we may see here is in quarter four, we may get a quarter of downturn. All right. Kind of like we saw in quarter one of 2022, because there's been so much capital that has now been burned through that people probably don't have that much left. And I could be wrong. Right. But this is just what the market is feeling right now. Now, why this is important to SHIB is in order for us to continue to gain ground, in order for us to continue to move up and break through these levels and start to rally into, the bull market and the Bitcoin halving and stuff like that, is you need this influx of capital. And right now, if people are burning through their stores of capital, that capital influx isn't happening. You guys see the connection here? So this is why it's important to note this global market cap of crypto, 1.26 trillion. There's a reason why we've essentially pushed up here and we haven't been able to break through here yet. It's because people are getting tighter with their money. Now, the question is, what is going to happen from here? Well, it's really tough to gauge at this point. We need to obviously watch these reports. We need to pay attention to what's happening here. We need to see if consumer spending is in fact going through that downturn, or if it really just continues to explode from here. If we get another month where consumer spending is up and people are still, just massively spending, the market could probably continue to rally. If we are going through these periods of cooling, we may be kind of flat for the next few months. We may just kind of chill until early or mid quarter one of 2024, and then get that bull market confirmation, then enter the halving, and then go through those normal things that are major catalysts for the market, things that be major catalysts for SHIB. But right now, we are going to be very much dependent on this for those reasons. And I wanted to break that down for you guys. I wanted to let you know, obviously, what's going on there. There is the possibility of a recession. Okay, don't get me wrong. Now, how that's going to affect the market is kind of the big question. It's all dependent on the severity of the recession. If you guys remember, in quarter one and quarter two of 2022, we were technically, by the world definition, not the US definition, we were technically in a recession. And yes, the market sucked because we had just entered a bear market. So it's kind of tough to gauge from there. But a recession may not have as much of an impact on the market. Again, it really heavily depends on the severity. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Sorry, that was a bit long-winded, but we need to just pay attention going forward here. This is why I said that, pullbacks are completely possible. We're in a range that Shiba Inu struggles with right now. And although we may be above that long-term trend line, we may need a little more to just get that final push to the upside. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know about what you think is going to happen over the next few months, also leading into the halving. But hope you guys have a great start to your weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.